Good morning, Scorpio. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Scorpio, I just want to say thank you so very much for all of your loving and kind words. The past couple of weeks have been a rough go. Some of you may know, flu A, rhinovirus, allergies, like it was back to back, boom, 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 boom. And didn't get the readings out the way I would have liked to, but here we are. So thank you for your loving and kind words. I did get the opportunity over some of that illness on some better days to do some readings for some of you, and for those of you who have reached out and booked personal readings, thank you so very much for that. Scorpio, this is going to be your April 2024 read. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that is you, welcome to the channel as well. Guys, discern the messages accordingly. You're here, you know the drill. Scorpio, you know, as a Scorpio myself, right, I thought that maybe Scorpio might get through this time frame a little unscathed. And I will say real quick, as I'm getting ready to cough, I think, still have some residual cough, still got some residual congestion, so bear with me. It is clearing up, but it's been a wild ride. But you know, as I was saying, you know, I thought that maybe we would somewhat come out unscathed because we handle transformation so well. But I will say, hard, deep lessons, Scorpio, into our past, into our present, into our future, into the depths of healing things that Spirit just said we didn't even see coming. Things that I don't think we could have imagined them to be any other way than the way that they were. And, but yet I also feel like, Scorpio, there was an intuitive knowing probably sometime in the past that said, these things are going to come to the surface eventually. And I think that, Scorpio, you've tried to handle things on a collective level for everybody's best interest. Or tried to, anyhow. You know, the one thing I can say about Scorpio is there's most often on the good, positive side of the Scorpio traits, the willingness to incorporate other people's feelings and emotions. And as I've said before, even to our own detriment, we will self-sacrifice to help others on an emotional plane because we understand the depths of those emotions. Unlike, you know, not saying the other sides don't have that awareness, but Scorpio, you tend to run pretty deeply in that. But now, you're realizing that there are allies you thought you had that you don't. There are people who you thought were going to be something different that are not. There's a lot of awareness being brought to the surface right now, and it's heavy. It's very heavy. You know, we can chalk it up to the eclipse, Mercury retrograde, all of these things. But this is a time period of immense growth. I'm recording this on the eclipse and it'll be out today. But we also have, you know, Mercury in retrograde, communication, right? Muddled, fuddled, fucked up, whatever you want to call it. There are conjunctions around Chiron right now. There's so much going on in the astrology that this week, next week are pivotal for our growth, our personal growth, and how we make an impact on those around us moving forward. Scorpio, the ribs. Spirit is, and here we go. The intuitive stuff is coming through. You know, when you go back to biblical times, if you will, the rib in which Eve was created from Adam. This is a life of creation that you are on the brink of. And I've seen Scorpio evolve in so many ways on the material plane, the emotional plane, the spiritual plane. This is yet another massive push of creation. It's going to be about what you do with it, how you work with it for yourself. First and foremost, it is that self-healing that has required you to go within. It's like you could, piranhas for some reason are coming up. You know, you think about piranhas, they eat the flesh right off the bone. And you can almost feel on an emotional level right now that everything is so damn bare that you may feel raw inside from challenges, sacrifice. Spirit is saying self-indulgence, right? The ego side of the self to Scorpio, right? We can't, excuse me, we can't say that we aren't there too. We're there with everybody else at some point. It's always a matter of what we do with it. Spirit is also bringing up karmic situations that are closing out, retributions, things to that effect as well. There's an emphasis around the word or. Either or. What could have been or. There could be a lot of nostalgia coming up to the surface as well around what could have been, what should have been, what might have been, Scorpio, and it's requiring self-examination. It's also requiring you to, and I've seen this in the past, but I feel like there's a strong emphasis on taking a look at every single thing in your life right now and saying, what the hell do you represent to me? Is this me looking at myself in a shadow aspect and dealing with my shadow side? Is this you looking at others and looking at their shadow side? Scorpio, in the coming weeks, I think that, especially this week, the next week, you're going to really look at each individual, including yourself, and go, where is this operating from? Is this an ego? Is this a person? Is this a projection? Is this an innate knowing of an intuitive level that you feel? Are these things chewing away at you? Because I can't help but go back to the idea of this piranha, that something is eating you up inside on an emotional level. But it's like you could feel like all of the things that you need to look at are stacking up. And now going, where do I start? Where do I start to examine these situations, people, places, things in my life? And do I have that one more big push to address these things? Because I feel like you're tired. It's like, I've seen this card of Scorpio in the past. She's got that dagger or whatever you want to call it, and she's really grasping a hold of that, and she's stepping into her power. Not saying that she's not powerful, or he, she, them, they, doesn't matter. But the will seems to be weeble wobbling, and with this eclipse and all the things that are happening in the astrology, nothing is just even killed. It is very weebly wobbly as a whole. The strength within you right now seems to be following that energetic pattern of weebling, wobbling. But Spirit just said, but don't fall down. You have this, whether you know it or not. It's just a very uncomfortable point of things that I think that were sitting beneath the surface, Scorpio, that you may not have wanted to look at. Whether this is a sense of denial or wanting to see it in a better light than it was, wanting to see people, places, things in a more optimistic sense, and then realizing that, shit, this isn't maybe my projection or what I wanted things to be, or the expectation that I had surrounding a particular environment, situation, person, whatever this might be for you specifically. Now I've said, again, pardon my hacking, I've tried to keep these readings under 20-25 minutes, and I've done fairly well at that. Scorpio, I could probably go on all day with you, you know. Somebody said long-winded the last time. But necessary. But necessary. All right, Scorpio, let's dive into the cards. Let's see what's going on for Scorpio, April 2024. Gratitude and love. Scorpio, bittersweet, nostalgic type vibes again with that. when you look back on the situations when it comes to the emotional level of you, this is accepting things for what they are. This is going, this may not turn out the way that I had hoped it would, or maybe this is taking a real hard fucking left that I wasn't expecting. But somewhere within that, kudos to you. There is an undying love for a particular situation. It is, maybe we have separated, maybe we have gone our separate ways. Maybe we don't connect on an emotional level anymore, or if we ever had to begin with. But Scorpio, you're willing to sit in that emotion. But I also feel that those emotions are hitting you on a heavier level this time around somehow. That as much as you are comfortable in those deep, dark emotions, there's something about it on two levels. One, I'm seeing this water level that comes to the hips where, if you're in the ocean and you're standing there, that the waves hit you at the hips where you've got that balance and that stance with the legs, that it's pushing you. You ever stand out in the waves and a wave hits and you kind of get a little knocked off, 11:11 on the clock there, a little off-centered? It feels like that, but at the same time, on an emotional level, it also feels like it's draining you. It's tiring to have to think about, acknowledge, accept things for what they truly are. There's something about this cycle for you that has hit home harder than I think you were anticipating. You didn't think it was going to hit that way, but it is. For Scorpio, April 2024, Spirit. Change. Protection. Scorpio, I said about people going separate ways, right? You see those two faces. They are going in opposite directions. An 8. 8 could be very important for you, and then a 10. This is life-changing, life transformation. Scorpio, you could be diving deeper into your spirituality, trying to see through the darkness, and it's kind of like your light, I won't say that it's been dimmed, but there's a heavy energy that is taking you to the sense of the spiritualism. The words on the card, it says, Eye of God. This is foresight. This is really investigating your deepest and darkest emotions. And it's I feel like there's a part of you that's trying to climb out of that, and that could be a real struggle right now to pull yourself out of the darkness and back into the light, to really put a microscope and a lens on all of the things that are going on in your world as we speak and go, what have I gained? What insight have I gained into people, places, things, situations, environments? This dissection of a partnership is learning, it is teaching you, put it this way, it is teaching you how to spread your wings on your own, but yet to do it from a space of love for others. The work that you're going to create, the things that you're going to do after this period of challenge is not just for yourself, but it's for all. I talked to Cancer in their video about full circle kind of energy. Scorpio, this isn't so much full circle as it is like karmic reward, karmic debt. The split off of a particular energy. There could be a soul connection too that you feel like has been split. It's like there's a lot of anger, aggression, Aries energy there in the negative that comes in. But the thing about it is one is trying to see the positive in this. The other one is operating solely under that fire energy. I've seen a lot going back and forth between water signs. Well, I'm going to say for Scorpio specifically with fire signs in general, Aries, Leo, Sag, in the last couple of months. And it seems to be a reoccurring theme over and over again. A lot of you could be dealing with people with those placements, or sun signs and moon signs, particularly Spirit is saying. But this is a split off of that energy because it's like not seeing eye to eye. There's something here about somebody who is only seeing something one way. But I'm also going to say that this is a reflective energy. It's like you've come together with something or somebody. And you've seen it this way for a little while, but now there's this split off of energy that is occurring. The vision is changing. The plans are changing. The ideas around something are changing. And this eye of God is really trying to identify how this has occurred, why this has occurred, okay? But this is an end, an ending, a new beginning, confirmation, shooting star, projection. Pisces had something very similar to that. These two cards came out, but there was more to it. Sensitivity. Scorpio, around your commitments, I almost see you looking at the past as, what's the word I want to use here? This is a review, you know, and I've said that I think in all 3 videos now today. But it is a review process. That's what Mercury retrograde does. That's what the eclipse does. It's what Chiron does. It's the wounded healer, right? Scorpio, it's kind of like you've watched yet another cycle in your life close out, and you're going, well, there goes another one. There goes another one of this, whether it's a job, whether it's a person, there goes another one. You know, this card of psychometry, sensitivity. Scorpio, I talk about that raw feeling, that raw emotion. This sensitivity is like, I feel like your senses right now on the emotional plane are more raw than they have ever been. There's something about this situation that cuts deeply. And I can't help but feel like this ring, this commitment, this vow, this contract, whatever you've been invested in, I'm getting that 6 of Cups energy. It's almost like something is being given back. And I feel like, you know, you could see it as almost a breaking of a contract, or not even a soul tie, because I don't feel like this is done. But this return of, whether it's personal property, an idea, a piece of paper, I don't know what this is, an emotion, but it's a return of something. And I can't help but, you know, these cards today have almost appeared to move on their own, have their own energy about how they are. Like, it's almost like looking at a picture and watching the TV screen, watching everything move. I don't know how else to explain that. But it's almost like I'm watching this hand close this and go, I guess this is mine again. Whatever this is, there's an energy of this is being given back to me, and then you've got this projection. They go hand in hand, Scorpio. It's like this projection is 2 people mirroring one another, right? This is our insecurities, our fears, our doubts. And I can't help but go, there's an arrow, okay? You could feel like these projections are being made at you. You could also be the one making projections, you know, holding projection in some way. There's a lot of energy around emotionality, whether it's crying, tears, envisioning. But the thing about this is, Scorpio, pink is very heavy. There's a lot of love in a situation, despite the challenges that have come along with it. There's something they're saying to me too about, like, the funhouse mirrors, right? You walk in and your body is changed and things are morphed and weird looking. That could kind of be where you almost feel you're at right now, is watching these things morph and people change and become things that you didn't know they were or who they were, and you're seeing things in a very different light. And I think that it's bringing up insecurities, fears, sadness within you as you're watching these people, these situations evolve to be something that you tried to see the best in at some point. Let's go to past, present, future energy. As I say that, there comes the Ace of Cups in the past, the Six of Swords in the present, future energy for Scorpio. 3 cards come out. I said it, the Six of Cups, did I not? There it is, future energy. 7 of Pentacles, the Justice card. Scorpio, I'm going to reiterate the end of a contract here. Two of Pentacles and what to do with it. Temperance. You've got Libra, Sagittarius energy here on the table. Excuse me. Before I say too much, I'm just going to go straight off the bat here and clarify, because we are already 20 minutes in. Gee, a Scorpio video that's long. Who would have thought? This Ace of Cups. Scorpio, I do think at some point here in the recent past, in PS, you've got two sixes here, 6-6. I do like this energy. The sixes, you know, people get all up in arms about it for biblical reasons, whatever. But this is healing you, whether you recognize this or not. You're not going to take your commitments lightly anymore. And I don't think that you have for a long time. It was navigating the things that were still in your energetic field prior to this awakening that you were having. So now moving forward, you're really going to assert what it is that you've come to know with this Two of Pentacles. It's like Spirit is jumping me straight to the future. To me, it's Spirit's way of asking you not to ruminate on the past, as hard as that might be. Take what you need to know, accept things for what they are, giving that gratitude that we've seen in the underlying for the situations. And I do think that you're holding space on an emotional plane for this, but I also feel like it's pulling you into that Five of Cups energy at the same time, going, this hurts. There's regrets. There's pain. There's loss. This Ace of Cups. What is this about, Spirit, from the past, please? You took an opportunity. You took a chance on something. Three of Cups, Six of Wands. To, you know, open yourself up to new horizons, new possibilities of love. Interestingly enough, Scorpio, it's like a two-sided thing here, that I think that you were finding new partnerships and alliances in some way that spoke to your independence of self, the sense of self, that were opening you up to, you know, new partnerships, new support systems, new ways of doing things. You're opening up your heart space on maybe not so much an intimate level for some of you, but to the world itself. This is a collective energy, the Three of Cups to the Ace of Cups. What can I step into the light? What can I represent? Can I bring unity around a particular situation? And I'm going to tell you, though, Scorpio, it feels collective to me. I don't think this was just one area of your life, as much as you were trying to bring all these various things together on an emotional level, and it felt good. You know, you could have had a lot of people around you, invested in you for a little while, some celebratory energy. But what it leads to is that Four of Cups energy of these three things. When you think about the traditional Four Cups, it's not quite what it was cracked up to be or what you thought it was going to be. But Spirit is handing you, it's the same energy. When you think about the Four of Cups in the Rider-Waite deck, you've got those three cups at the bottom, and Spirit is handing that fourth cup. Like, do you see what sits here? There's your three cups. 1, 2, 3, right? There's that fourth cup that Spirit would give to you on that Four of Cups, and saying, here, the hand of God has reached out to you. The hand of the divine, the hand of the universe is reaching out to you. Because you may not see, and as much as this is in the past energy, Scorpio, I think there's a buildup that's been happening for some time for you that is still offering you this new opportunity of love to light you up and feel good. But this one thing right now has come in, this separation, and it's making you review what this love represents to you, what this Ace of Cups, this abundance of a new opportunity represents. And it's like, I feel like all you're seeking here is some sense of peace. It's like you're trying to move into a forward space, but yet from a place of pain, nostalgic, hurt, but yet somehow still feeling comfortable. It's such a weird feeling to go back and forth between feeling comfortable and uncomfortable, that weeble wobble, right? I'm okay right now, maybe not so much in 10 minutes from now, and then by mid-afternoon, you're good again. Six of Swords, talking about that peace, that's the rite of passage. Scorpio, you've learned some significant lessons around what your community is, what your home space is, what what love is what love represents to you. And the Six of Swords is some disappointment that's attached to that. Her head's down. She's being guided, whether you're being guided by somebody else who is supportive and loving of you, or this is spirit guiding you out of the things that have no longer served a purpose for some time. Probably the last 7-8 months. And it's like, okay, now we're going to move on to calmer waters, calmer shores. It's time to, Spirit is saying, lick your wounds. Maybe you're in a space right now of licking your wounds when it comes to disappointments around people. And that's okay. For some of you, you could be a single parent. You could be, moving away, traveling elsewhere, trying to find that sense of peace for yourself. Some of you may need to take a journey, whether with a child and or alone. Like, there's a new journey that is on the horizon for you, but it's like you're going back to this past. There's a karmic soul tie. For some of you, it's going to be karmic. For some of you, this is simply, and I say simply, right, a soulmate. There's a longing in this Six of Cups that says, I've invested into this with that Seven of Pentacles. When does it show up fair? When does it show up balanced for me? When do I get to truly heal and move on into a softer space of love? Something that is equal and reciprocal. Something that represents a full cup whenever I'm giving a full cup. Something that's going to meet me halfway. And that's what you're seeking. Six of Swords. Page of Cups. Fantasy versus reality, Scorpio. And I just said something similar to Pisces. Eight of Swords. I do feel like you're struggling with the reality of who people are, what the actuality of situations has been versus what it is that you had hoped for, what it is that you wanted it to be. And it's like, as much as you're trying to move forward, there is something that anchors you in the mental capacity that Eight of Swords is a self-imposed prison. It's holding on to something that is painful. It's not allowing yourself the space to breathe after the fantasy has been knocked down, right? And I cannot help but feel this idea of a longing for something. Some of you could feel disconnected from certain things. The Eight of Pentacles coming out sideways. Aries energy here with the Emperor. I talked about that Four of Cups and the Lovers. There you go. There they are. Six of Pentacles, something equal and reciprocal. Scorpio, I feel like you have reached out to something or somebody for some time, hoping, wishing, praying that there would be balance. For some of you, this is on a spiritual level too. Some of you may be in a space right now where you're questioning your own spirituality or how you see things or how you view things. I don't think that's for all of you. 28:28 on the clock, 10:10. But at the same time, talk about that rite of passage. It is like the portal, Scorpio. It's that tunnel that you have to go in through to get to the other side. And then they're showing me like a waterway, right? Like there's a canal or whatever you want to call it. Like you have to go through that to get to the other side of where it is that you're headed. And that's what this rite of passage is about. The Eight of Pentacles is like, I've put in the work. I've tried. I've learned. I've thought I knew. But then reality of a situation is starting to set in. I don't feel like you're working on a level. I looked at Pisces and they were trying to escape or skip steps. I don't feel like you're necessarily trying to escape or skip steps. I feel like this is, that once you go through this canal or this alley or this tunnel, that this past is gone forever. It's done. That chapter in your life is closing out. And there's something about that longing that sits in the past that goes, I don't want to, it's like you don't want to let go of that. How do I walk away from this life that I thought I knew into this life that I know nothing about? Because I can't help it. It's either a person, I'm almost getting teary-eyed, it's crazy, that says, I want to take this part of this with me. Scorpio, not everything, and you know, we've said it before and I'll say it again, I'll probably say it a million more times in my lifetime. Not everything is meant to go with us. If they can't meet us where we are, they can't go along. And I think that's part of the thing here that's bittersweet about this situation is you had a lot of wins or good memories or something with this situation or these people or this person, these environments. There were a lot of positives that came with that, and that gratitude is coming in to highlight that for you. You're not forgetting the good things, but then the reality of a situation is sinking in, that they can't go along for whatever reason. Spirit said, at least not now. Talked about that weeble, that wobble. Just now noticed, there it is, that Two of Pentacles. Nothing feels balanced. It's back and forth, it's right and wrong, it's ego, it's spirituality, it's everything. It's like everything has been stirred up and you're getting a little bit of everything all at once, and it's overwhelming to you. The Six of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, the Justice card, King of Cups, there you are, Scorpio. Temperance, Scorpio, Sag energy. Spirit is saying one more. There's that Six of Pentacles again. So, Six of Cups with the King of Cups. Trying to find that emotional balance in a particular situation here in the future energy here, Scorpio. I think that on an emotional level, you are trying your damnedest to keep your emotions in check despite the ups and the downs of what is coming in and going out. I'll give you absolute credit here that I do think that on an emotional space, King of Pentacles, Taurus energy, you are really holding out hope and faith. You know, that fish, you know, you can see it as Pisces energy, but it's more about you holding out faith and hope of what can be, of what dreams and wishes can be manifested. And it's kind of like on an emotional level, I don't think you're letting your emotions carry you away. You are, again, supportive of your emotional self and saying, okay, this is how I feel, and I've got, Spirit is saying, so much love to give. I've got so much to give. But it's almost like, does a person exist? Does a situation exist? Does that job exist? Does that family member exist? Whatever it is, that is going to meet me there. Spirit is saying, holding out hope. Like, despite these challenges of what it is that you need to leave behind, you're still holding out hope for smooth sailing in the future. That Seven of Pentacles and the Temperance card. Healing around your investments of self, others, home, family. That alchemy, you know, and I can't help but see. There's that Two of Pentacles, right? And behind that, you've got the Temperance card again, by the way, heavy Sag energy. But he's alchemizing the moon and the sun. This eclipse season for you, the lunar, the solar eclipse. Holy shit. Again, making you see things that you did not want to see, realizations you didn't want to have. And trying to balance those two things, right? What I do like is, even though one sits higher than the other, they're not equal. You're leaving that Two of Pentacles and moving into the space of healing, where it's like, where you could feel like all the balls are in the air and you're trying to juggle like, 10 of them. They start to settle down. There becomes less. It's almost like the hand of God reaches out and says, here, let's take that off your plate now. But the way that it's being taken off your plate, Scorpio, is by the fact that you're working your way through those things. Back to this beginning of taking a look at each and every part of this, each and every person, and going, this is where it is. 5. Spirit is saying there's 5. And I said to you, what was it, last month? 3, right? 3 things around you, 3 environments around you. Now it's 5 situations. in which you're going to have to look at this for what it is, each part of this, rectify it, accept it within you, heal with it. Spirit said, file your grievances with God. So whatever you put your faith into, Allah, Buddha, you know, whatever, Krishna, like, file your grievances with that. Talk to the universe, God, the divine, your angels, your spirits, as if they are your best friend, because they are. Get in tune with the higher self, Scorpio. Through this healing, you're going to know where to plant your seeds, where to make those next investments at. Spirit is saying, though, but those investments start with you right now. Justice card, energy of Libra, Six of Pentacles. Some of you could have Libra Venus placements in regards to the heart space, right? Six of Pentacles, holding out for what is fair and balanced. Scorpio, I'm going to say this to you. You could have a King of Pentacles in the horizon. You got the Queen of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, the King of Pentacles. Someone is going to understand your deepest hurts, even if you don't know it. Divine pairing there, Scorpio. They're saying self-made. Both sides of a situation are self-made. What is this? Six of Pentacles and the Justice card for Scorpio, please, Spirit. Four of Pentacles. You're holding back and holding out. I just seen the Four of Wands trying to stick its head out. 11-11. Which is twice now, I think, in this reading. Four of Pentacles. You are holding back and holding out for what is going to be reciprocal. I also feel like you are taking back. Spirit said prized possessions, whatever that means for you. Things that are yours. You know, it's going into protection mode. Your bonds. I want to show this to you now that I'm looking at this. Pisces energy bonds. You could be dealing with a Pisces, doesn't have to be. You see those two faces. There's a duality here, Scorpio, and I think that you're probably recognizing certain dualities within yourself. Like the sense of that inner child with that Six of Cups as well. Healing around that inner child, maturing, emotional maturity around that inner child, loving that inner child within you that says, I just want to be loved. But in the tangible world, it's like you're taking back what is yours. You're reclaiming your power and purpose. But Scorpio, I want you to understand this work that you're doing, these challenges that you're going through right now, you may not understand it totally, but as you navigate this through this Six of Swords, you're healing a sense of community through that Three of Cups and Six of Cups. You're healing every soul connection that you've ever had to come in contact with. You're finding a deeper level of forgiveness even when it feels so damn hard. It's coming through. Your reward is that greater stability on all areas of life. I do want to clarify this King of Pentacles here. What is this King of Pentacles about? Five of Pentacles. Nine of Cups. I'm telling you, someone here is going to... Scorpio. Someone else around you, excuse me, is going to understand your losses. Five of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, the Seven of Cups. They're going to understand the confusion that you have to go through to reach your own personal fulfillment and happiness. Somebody here, and it's like, and through this understanding, you're going to plant seeds, and this is going to be slow. Not going to BS you, slow ass moving energy. The World card, the Ten of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Judgment card behind that, and the Moon. Scorpio, there you are, the Death card. Things are working out behind the scenes, Scorpio, in divine timing for you. That you're going to come into this new connection, whether this is love, friends, family, whatever this is, that they have an understanding of what it is to be complete loss and emotional confusion, to complete sound opportunity of stability. Like they will understand both sides of it. There's something here around you trying to translate your emotions that runs so deep, and it's like you're going from open to guarded, open to guarded. Spirit just said this time around, the world doesn't get to make you cold. You get to decide. Okay? You're coming upon a successful completion to a cycle that is going to transform you. Stay out of your fixed egotistical self through this. The ego wants to lash out because, you know, hurt people, right, Scorps? And I don't think that you're coming out malicious in that. But you know, it's the Scorpio stinger, right? It's the tail. It is, what do I got to do to protect myself? Because this cycle, this whatever this cycle is, hurt like a son of a bitch. You want out of the hole that has been created. But Scorpio, the thing of it is, and I feel the need to say this to you, I said, and I believe it was in February and March, the universe was being a little softer with you in the lessons or at the way things were coming in. It was happening in an easier way. It wasn't as dramatic and traumatic as Scorpio is used to. It was preparing you. Spirit is saying it was preparing you for right now, because you had to get comfortable in your emotions to some degree before you would be able to handle this closing. And now you're here. Don't forget to love yourself. Even if something or somebody has not seen the best in you, or that's their projection of, it doesn't mean that person within you does not exist. That's their projection. That's what they've chosen to see. Because whatever this is that you're leaving behind, Scorpio, it's funny because I feel like whatever or whoever this is, this Three of Cups, this Ace of Cups, this Six of Wands was being pointed elsewhere. Your North Star, your direction, your shooting star confirmation of the world you were creating, that person or situation was already detached because you were giving elsewhere. If you thought that that person or situation was truly worthy, you would have been giving it to them the whole time. There was something about that your soul was rejecting. Okay? As I pick up the deck again, protect. You know, be mindful too of your connections that you're making with people right now, because you're in a vulnerable space. You know, it's not that you can't be vulnerable. You just need to know who and where to be vulnerable with. Okay? Advice for Scorpio, please, Spirit. Advice for Scorpio. And of course we run over. Bravery. Scorpio, you have the tenacity and the strength to overcome every freaking challenge. This is, I'm not going to say that this is minor, because it's not minor. But every bit of work that you have put in to date has brought you to this moment. And Spirit is telling you, like, look at all that you've already accomplished. You're ready. You're ready for whatever this new journey is. And as I believe, resolution, you're going to find a way to reach a resolution in a situation, probably with somebody who doesn't have the patience for things that you have acquired, in the sense that you're willing to take it on. Maybe not so much patience as much as it is your willingness to assert yourself and do what you need to do. You know, and don't let your fear stop you from moving forward. Don't let the unknown stop you from moving forward. This might feel heavy, but Spirit is just telling you to take it moment to moment. There's a reason why you and something or someone could not work it out. This one just cuts deep. It will eventually reach a conclusion. It will eventually work out for you. Connect. You're going to be making a lot of new connections here, Scorpio. whether it be online or in other ways. I feel like you're going to reinvest into your work, and you're going to start off and over. You know, it says give. You gave what you could give. Let it go. Move on. It will find its own way of resolving in due time. Fresh start and receive. And I'm going to tell you, Scorpio, that whatever this is, 6 months out, Aries full moon, you're likely to see this situation more so a person again. It will happen. I don't think you're going to be where you are right now. At some point in the future, someone's going to have some regrets. Fresh start and receive. Be open to receive. These are universal gifts, and they come in the form of love, money, compliments, healing energy, and universal wisdom. Know that you're worthy of these gifts and open up to them, Scorpio. Something new is coming in for you on the other side of this transformation. Be brave. Be your tenacious self. But most importantly, do that inner work and that review, because you need it. It's a powerful change you're going through right now. Don't lose the willpower, because I feel like you're teetering there too. Some days you've got it, some days you don't. You're ready to forge a path solely, and I truly mean solely, on your own for right now. And the rewards are going to come after the fact. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Personal reads are open and available. That information is found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. I'm sending you guys a ton of love. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon.